Hey guys, this is Corey and Preston with Day Fantasy Insider, back with another boom slate today. I want to start out by congratulating the person who won last night. I was checking the standings and saw we had a winner in the Bucks Wizards game, which was awesome to see. I hope you guys watched the show, and I think we're ready to crush another slate with you. What do you think, Preston?
Yeah, this is a good looking one. Looks like we have some good options with the research we've been doing today.
Yeah, I'm excited. So let's just jump right into it. And today's points category will start with Kyrie Irving, Victor Oladipo, Chris Middleton, and Jonathan Simmons. Anything standing out to you here?
The main thing that stands out is I have no idea why Jonathan Simmons is with these three guys, but yeah, the guy I like here is Oladipo. He's got the best matchup of the four, playing an Atlanta team who's horrible defensively. He's been having a breakout season. He's playing 36 minutes a game. He has crazy usage. He's been career high scoring average. It's everything's just came together for him this season. I really like Oladipo here. We have him projected just short of 30 points. I think really the only other guy that could compete for the points category is Kyrie, but even against a boss or a Charlotte team who's better than Atlanta defensively, I think Oladipo is the guy here.
Yeah, for this one, I gotta agree. Pretty much all in on Oladipo. Um, yeah, Jonathan Simmons just shouldn't be on this list. Don't be
Yeah.
tempted to take him at all. Again, there's no point in going contrarian for these jackpot slates. Chris Middleton, Detroit does not play much defense ever since they traded for Blake Griffin, but at the same time, like we had Oladipo projected terrific tonight, and if you're taking Chris Middleton, you're expecting him to probably score over 30 to outscore Oladipo in this terrific matchup. So there's really just no point. And then Kyrie, I mean, we know like terrific ball handler, terrific scorer, he can do his thing. Um, but he's just really in the like 26 range at the most, unless he explodes against those fast-paced teams, which Charlotte really isn't. And on the road, Charlotte is not the same team they are at home, so this game could get out of hand as well. I know they're dealing with a few injuries. We'll see who plays there and who doesn't. But I'm all in on Oladipo here, and I think Preston is too.
Yep, for
Uh,
sure.
so with that, we can just jump right into rebounds. And here we have three centers and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Those centers being Vucevic, Horford, and Turner. Do you like Giannis's chances over all these centers?
Yeah, yeah. Vucevic is really the only guy that gets a good amount of rebounds to compete with Giannis. Horford and Turner are more pass guys. They do a little bit of everything. They're less conventional centers than Vucevic and just don't get as many rebounds as Antetokounmpo. So I think those two guys are the guys to look at here. And yeah, Antetokounmpo, he's just having an incredible year. We had him the other night in the Bucks game and picked him, and he came up big for us. So yeah, I think he really the only downside of this is Drummond's going to be in the paint, but I think Giannis is a good bet to get the most rebounds here.
Yeah, the thing with Giannis recently is he's just been incredible. The guy has two 70-plus fantasy point performances in the past three games. He has his last five games. He has, if you throw out one of them against the Pelicans, where he only had four rebounds, he has 13, 12, 11, and 15, which is incredible numbers for him. Like we said, Detroit is really not playing defense anymore, and we expect Giannis to clog the paint there. Without Horford, since Greg Monroe's gone there, his numbers are just not there anymore. I think the timeshare is affecting him, possibly as well as Boston's chemistry, since they haven't been the same team, honestly. Miles Turner does have a terrific matchup against Atlanta, don't get me wrong, and he absolutely exploded against Dallas in his last matchup. But I think Preston knows better than anybody. Everyone does that.
Yeah, all centers destroy the Mavs, and it's not fun, but for DFS you can take advantage of it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So, I mean, even though he did see, I'm pretty sure, 36 minutes against Dallas last time. We can't really expect that against Atlanta. I would be surprised. They blew out Atlanta last time. We could see it again. Um, and then Vucevic, yeah, he's got a tough matchup against Toronto. He's got to deal with big Valanciunas in there. And Toronto is, I'm pretty sure, 9.5 favorites. So this one could get out of hand. We could see less minutes for Vucevic. And we know Milwaukee really just doesn't blow any team out. They just for some reason they can't. They have a terrific roster, but they keep everyone close no matter the game. So I love Antetokounmpo here. I'm all in on Depot in points and Antetokounmpo on rebounds, which is awesome to be able to lock two guys in on these risky slates. And then we get to the tough part where we have assists between Dennis Schroeder, Kemba Walker, Kyrie Irving, and Ish Smith. And one thing Preston and I were talking about is this is almost exactly the same situation we had yesterday in the Wizards-Bucks slate, where we have three guys other than Ish Smith projected for about, say, 5-6 assists. And there's not really one that has an edge over the other. So my advice here is kind of like what we did yesterday, where we want to multi-enter, and we want at least one share of all three of them. Is there one you'd go a little more heavy on the other person?
Yeah, this is tough. We have Schroeder, Kemba, and Kyrie are all kind of guys that are the focal point of their offense, but they don't, and they're the point guards. They have the ball in their hands a lot of the time, but they just don't get major assists like other point guards you see. This is all the matchups, like we've been saying. Charlotte's not great on the road, so that game may not stay close. You could, one thing you could look at here is what game to target. But then with you got Indy and Atlanta, that game could blow out too. So this is a tough one for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Preston and I, you can't even sit here and completely agree that we say 60% Schroeder, 60% Kemba. This one's tough. I mean, you definitely want one share of all of them. To be honest, that's probably the best advice that Preston and I feel we can give you. We don't want to sway you one way or another. If you had to fade one of the three, it would just probably be Kemba, as he might go into scoring mode once they go down a little bit in this tough matchup with Boston. But that's really the best we got. And speaking of Kemba, we got to project him for points. And I really like the low end here tonight. I have him about 21 to 25. Like we said, we're a little wary of blowout. For whatever reason, Kemba just can't shoot on the road. Do you have any difference here? I'm pretty set on that 21-25 range.
Yeah, no, I'm very much the same. That low 20s range. You can look at game logs. His last few games on the road are 24 points, 20, 19. He just doesn't put up a whole lot of points on the road. His massive games are more at home. So yeah, low 20s, 21 to 25 range is about where I'm at as well.
Yeah, and I mean, with what Preston said, it does sound like you might even be able to go lower here. He doesn't have that ceiling on the road, whereas at home he's incredible. So with that, we'll jump into the night slate. And here we'll start with points between Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Dennis Smith. This one definitely seems a lot tougher. Is anything sticking out to you here?
No, this is tough for sure. I think we can rule out Dennis Smith. He gets the minutes, gets the usage, but he just doesn't put up 20 plus like the other guys. With Aldridge, they have I believe Gasol is sitting tonight, so he'll command a little bit more usage tonight, a little bit more minutes. And then you got Durant and Booker, who are just great scorers. This one's tough. I think most of the people go with Durant just because of name value. Washington last night we saw Antetokounmpo go off versus the Wizards. They struggle a little bit versus wings. But Booker's more of the GPP play, if you will. His range of outcome for points is much more varied than maybe Aldridge or Durant's.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with you here. I do think we can rule out Dennis Smith. Very tough matchup. He may be dealing with Westbrook. That's just no fun for him. And we see, like, even through points per game, that he's all the way down there, 14.6, and he's got a tall mountain to climb to get to these guys. You got to like LaMarcus Aldridge a bit against a team that just doesn't like to play defense. They've given up like over 100 and at least over 105 points in the past 10 or so games that I was looking at, especially since Cousins has gone down. So he has a lot of upside not playing with Paul Gasol. He'll be a focal scoring player for them. And they got Devin Booker against a Memphis team that is completely dwindled. They don't have the likes of Tyreek Evans, Mike Conley, Chandler Parsons. I mean, I could go on forever here. Um, so while Memphis does play at a slow pace, they don't have that same defending team, and Memphis may be trying to keep up with Phoenix this game. So we could have a lot of value in Devin Booker. And the thing I have on Kevin Durant here is it's a bit of a homecoming from Durant. He's from the area. Um, the fans are going to be chirping him tonight. And without John Wall going back and forth with Curry, Satoransky is a much better defender come one-on-one defense. And without that happening, I expect a lot of the offense to go through Durant tonight. I think he has a vendetta. He's played very well against Washington in the past, especially the one game where Curry wasn't available. So you have three really good options here. I definitely am multi-entering and want a piece of all of them. I think I'm going about 40% Booker, 40% Durant, and 20% Aldridge because I do think he has 30-point upside against this Pelicans team. What about you, Preston?
Yeah, I'd probably do about the same. Booker may be my favorite option here. He's been hot lately. He's put up 30 plus in 3 of the last 4, I believe.
Yeah.
And Durant's he just hasn't been himself lately. Not really sure what's going on, but he put up 50 about a week ago or so, and other than that, he's been just putting up mid-20s. Booker's usage is insane, and I think he has 40-point upside like Durant. But yeah, I would probably slightly edge Durant over Aldridge for the other 40%. So I think what you said was spot on with the 5 entries going 2 Booker, 2 Durant.
Yeah, and one last interesting thing about these 3 guys is I just pulled up Durant's stats against the Wizards in his career, and I guess he really does like playing at his home area because he is averaging 28 per game against the Wizards, which is not good for me as a Wizards fan. But he really does thrive against them. It's something to look into. That's why I do want my 40% of Durant, even though I'm hoping he busts, to be honest. But I'll take the winnings just in case he does go off. And with that, we can jump into rebounds. We have kind of an interesting core here. We have Gortat, Barnes, Gasol, and Westbrook. You have a clear-cut favor here?
I wouldn't have really ever thought I'd say this, but I think I want the point guard for the rebounding category. Gortat, he's on the rebounds a lot for Boom, and he just hasn't his upside's looking at like 10 realistically rebounds. And I think Westbrook, he's a triple-double threat every single night. I think 10 to 12 is close to a lock for him. He's just, being a Dallas fan, he destroys us every game. We're horrible at rebounding, and though he's not a center, I think he's always aggressive on the glass, and got Gortat and Barnes I have them looking around 6 rebounds or so, and then Gasol, he doesn't put up a ton of rebounds every night, so I think Westbrook's my choice here.
Yeah, Westbrook's an animal. We definitely all know that. Marcus Gasol will be the focal point of that offense and will be a usage machine tonight against a Phoenix team that does struggle against opposing centers. So he does have some decent rebounding upside. I was looking into Russell Westbrook real hard earlier today, and other than the one blowout he had against Dallas, he had 15 and 12 rebounds, I'm pretty sure. And we're still talking about a point guard. And as we can see, Gasol on 8 on the year, he really does hover around that area a lot. Westbrook's really my clear-cut favorite. We talked about Dallas earlier and what Miles Turner just did to them. Yes, he's a center, but Westbrook hovers around that paint. I really like Westbrook here, and it sounds like Preston does too.
Yep, for sure.
So we can go all in on Westbrook. And then we have another interesting assist category between Barea, Draymond Green, Elfrid Payton, and Rajon Rondo. For me here, I'm feeling a little bit bold tonight, and I really like Draymond Green. I'm feeling a triple-double. I really like what's going on in this Wizards Golden State game. The Wizards have been playing much better recently, which is terrific to see. I think this game can stay close, at least until the end. We know Barea probably doesn't have the minutes upside to compete with these guys. Rajon Rondo has a pretty nasty matchup against the Spurs, and DeJounte Murray has something about like a over 3 DRPM, which is incredible. He's by far their best defender, which makes Rajon Rondo a tougher play. Which really then puts us down to Elfrid Payton and Draymond Green. And a lot of Payton's upside recently has come from some scoring off steals. And I really do think, even if Draymond doesn't get the triple-double, that he'll have the 8 to 10 area. And I think he's really the only guy I'm choosing here. Are you feeling any different?
Yeah, this one's tough. You got guys like Rondo and Barea who they're more minutes reliant. They don't have a solid role in the offense like Draymond or Peyton now with the Suns. So I think Rondo and Brea, they could both go for 12 assists, but they need that 30 plus minute range for their to get there. I think Draymond has triple double upside tonight in the game versus the Wizards, and yeah, we like him with the ball going through his hands a lot. So I could definitely see that. And Peyton, his assists haven't been where the other guys are, but his usage is way up there with the Suns, and I think he's a good choice. But I like the Green play for the GPP play.
Yeah, we might be able to gain some leverage here, especially over the normal crowd. And lastly, we'll jump into points with Anthony Davis, who has been absolutely incredible. 41.5 points per game over his last 6. I mean, come on, how do you predict this? Give me your best shot, Preston.
This one's tough. He said a few nights ago that if the coaches tell him he needs to put up 40 a game, he'll put up 40 a game, and he's been doing that for the most part. 4 of his last 5 games, he's put up 38 or more, which is just absurd. Well, 4 of his last 6, I guess. But yeah, the matchup's not great with the Spurs. They run slower than a lot of the teams they've been playing lately. He's just a usage monster. He gets up tons of shots. He's looking at like 30 shots the last few games, which is just insane.
Yeah.
However, we for DFS are looking to not use him as much. His matchup's just not great. He may be getting tired from just how much he's playing, how much he's doing, how much the Pelicans are relying on him. So I may be looking at around 30, maybe a little shy of 30 for him. It's really almost impossible to feel comfortable when predicting this, because he could put up an average game with 25 or go for 50. So it's tough when you're only choosing a range of 5 points. But I may be going high end of the 20s range, maybe low 30s.
Yeah. And going bold with Draymond Green allows us to possibly even go bold here. And I'm not going to lie, I'm predicting Anthony Davis has been incredibly tough. We've been doing mid-30s, and he's just been completely bursting our bubbles there with that. I spent a lot of time this morning trying to figure out how to peg Anthony Davis today for DFS purposes. And I really do feel comfortable that today is finally the day he comes back to earth. While he I looked at the last 3 seasons against the Spurs, and he's put over 30 once. We know Popovich is a mastermind. We know he's going to do what he can to stop the best player. And while the Spurs don't have Paul Gasol on the court, and they are a worse defensive team without Paul, I really expect Popovich to design something up here, because whatever he's been doing against Anthony Davis in the past has been working. However, you can only slow him down so much, which is why I do like the 29 to 33-ish range is pretty much what I'm projecting. One big thing to me is that the Pelicans are implied way lower than their season total today. And in the last few games, I mean, they've had, 3 overtime games the last 5, I think, and they've been scoring like crazy, which is increasing Anthony Davis's upside, increasing his shots. But today we shouldn't have that. While it might be a close game, it shouldn't get that high scoring. I mean, they're in San Antonio. The game should slow down a bit. So today, I'm feeling it, man. Today's that day we finally nail Anthony Davis, and we get that range. But
For sure.
yeah, let's hope. Other than that, I'll be over in the War Room today discussing the other daily fantasy sites. Preston and I worked together, had 3 beautiful must-haves last night. They all worked out terrific, helped us hit pretty big. And looking forward to another night of that. We love this slate again, and we'll see you guys for tomorrow's slate. Good luck.